Welcome everyone, my name is Cassie. Welcome to my channel. This is my YouTube channel, and this video is going to be a part of a series of my podcasts where we have a lot of deep discussions, a lot of lighthearted, fun discussions. But I love talking. I love learning why people think the way they think and learning from other people's experiences. So why not make a YouTube channel? Why not start a podcast? So that's what we'll be doing on this channel. I'm excited to hear your feedback. To all my viewers, feel free to comment, like, share, subscribe. And I'm excited about this new journey that we're going to be going on together. So today, I want to talk about mental health. This is just going to be a small snippet into a larger series, or, this is going to be a small snippet into other videos that I'll do on mental health. So I'm not going to go into much detail, but I was watching a podcast that I really enjoy called the Love Hour Podcast. And if you guys are familiar with Kev on Stage and his wife, Mrs. Kev on Stage, I love all of their content. And she was talking about imposter syndrome. And she admitted that this was something that she was dealing with in her own right. And I related so much to it because you get to a point in life, I don't know if it's graduating college or getting your first job or starting a family, and it just doesn't seem like enough. You don't feel like you've done anything. It's like you don't even realize I've accomplished this great thing, and you're just worried about the next thing, or you're still stuck on what you didn't do right and not really celebrating what has been done. So that's kind of my definition. That is not the Webster Dictionary of what imposter syndrome is, but that's just how I would describe it for myself. I think about having 3 children in nursing school, getting married at a young age. I got married at 23, graduating nursing school and becoming a new RN, which is challenging in itself. But all of those layers on top of it, having children, being a first-time mom, and I had all of my children pretty close together. So it was like being a first-time mom and then having another kid and then having another kid and then learning to be a wife, which I'm still learning. It's just like, oh, I just graduated. Be happy, celebrate. It was just so challenging for me just to take a step back, look at the situation, and just celebrate myself for a minute. It's something I still struggle with today. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about that and see, maybe you're going through your own version of that. I know there are different versions of the imposter syndrome. Like there's perfectionists. There are those who have like this genius ideation. They just, have to be the best at everything they do. There's many different like categorizations of that. But I want to look at the aspect of not just putting a label on yourself and saying, oh, I have this, but learning how to function and learning how to move past the label. Seeing that, okay, I have an issue sometimes with celebrating my milestones, whether if it's a short-term goal, long-term goal, and just being able to celebrate myself. Like, I feel like even in the Black culture, we don't really celebrate because it's like, oh, you didn't make it yet. Got to keep working, got to keep working, got to be the best at everything, got to go above and beyond in everything. So that also plays a role in, and I'm sure in other cultures and in other environments and ethnic groups, there are those things that kind of, we don't even realize that we're in it, but it's affecting how we make decisions. So I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. And I have my brother here, so I'm gonna let him chime in. Maybe you can tell me, how do you feel like you have that type of experience sometimes, like just celebrating the little things and not always looking to the future and worrying about what's going to happen next year or 5 years down the line. But it's like, oh, I did this thing and that's good, and it's okay to celebrate that.
Right. So like what you were saying about imposter syndrome, it's like when you, as a human being, your mind is like thinking in the future because of like what happened in the past with you, and like you're just paranoid.
Yeah.
And, right. And you're paranoid about how the future is going to go, but you're not thinking about what the now is. Yeah. That is a problem with a lot of people because with that, it's going to be hard to be yourself because you're not yourself because you're being an imposter. And
or you're looking to the self that you want to be later.
Exactly. Yeah. You're not being how you are in that moment. You're not okay with yourself in that moment.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to do with thinking and how your brain works, how the human brain works, because we all want to be accepted, and we all want to feel accepted in our own skin, because we have to live with ourselves. And when you think in the future, that harms your mental, and it manifests other problems and issues that you would bring into your life. Then it's going to make it worse for you. So the best thing to be is just be yourself.
It's a cycle.
Exactly.
If you don't catch it.
Because life will take you wherever it takes you anyway. So it really doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter how you it doesn't matter where it takes you. Just make sure that you're yourself, so that you will have a mindset of, okay, I'm in this position, so I can work myself up from here, instead of trying to act like you're something that you aren't,
or that you may want to be. Exactly. Which is a great point. What you said that I want to try to go back to is that life is moving forward, regardless of if you're happy in your situation or if you're depressed about your situation. So it's like, wake up and make the best of today, and then do that every single day. And it's easier said than done. I know for myself, I've struggled with just staying in a positive mindset, even when things around you are not positive. Like, that in itself is a job. Like, and I feel like in adulthood and just adulting, as they say, is just, you're never prepared. Or even if you are prepared, until you're addressed with that situation, you're not even able to apply any tools or anything that you've learned or prepared in that situation. It's like, until you get there, that's when you know how it's gonna play out. Like, people say that, oh, if I was in that situation, I would have did it different, or if this was me, blah, blah. But you really don't know how you're going to respond or how you're going to act in the situation until it meets you, like, face to face. So, I definitely agree with what you're saying as far as as humans. Like, I feel like we're so robotic in a way that we just move through life every single day. We moving, and we never, like, just being present sometimes is hard. Like you said, think. Like, why do you have to say think? Like, sometimes we have to tell ourselves, think, like, relax, stop, and think about what's happening right now. Like, is this a good experience? Oh, it's a good experience. Let me experience this good experience. And then have that to hold on to, when it may be a bad experience going on. And being present, accepting yourself, flaws and all. We all make mistakes. And because I feel like, along with the feeling like you're not good enough that's associated, or feeling like you haven't made it, or whatever your perspective might be, it's like also feeling like you have to do everything right. Like, every experience has to have this certain outcome, which isn't true. And just learning to live in the moment and letting whatever happen, picking it out and knowing, like, okay, what did I learn from this situation? Like, how is this going to help me for if I'm faced with this situation again? Or how is this going to help me if somebody comes to me and they say, I'm going through A, B, and C. And it's like, whoa, I just experienced that last year. And now I can help somebody else who's going through that. And it's just like, wow. That's why I believe in God. And that's why I trust in God, because it's like, you're not in control. Right. All you can do is accept it. All you can do is move forward. And that's why I pray for people that I don't even know to find God and to find that peace and solace that comes with knowing your creator. Because it's not about religion, but it's about knowing that there's something greater out there. You were created. You didn't just poof become. So knowing that you have a purpose, whether that purpose is to open a small flower shop in your neighborhood, or if that purpose is to become a surgeon who saves lives, like, really think about, why am I here? And that is another aspect of why I wanted to start this channel, because I'm not the type of person that can answer to other people about something that I feel sufficient in. And what I say when I say that is that I don't like having an employer. I like to be in charge of my life. And I understand some people like to go to a 9 to 5. Some people like to, have to clock in, clock out. But I want everything that I do on a daily basis to be a part of my business, to be a part of my lifestyle, to be working towards something. I don't like the aspect of compartmentalizing everything. It's like, oh, during this time, I'm a worker. During this time, I'm a mom. During this time, I'm this. You're all those things all day long, to be honest. You can't really separate them. And I've tried so hard to separate them, and I feel like that's what was my downfall. It's like, okay, now I have to turn this on, and now turn that off and turn this on. It's like, no, that's not how people work. We are all things, several things at many times. And sometimes we're many things all at once. And I feel like the country that we live in, I'm not sure where you live, but I live in the United States. I live in Illinois, and just the busyness of everything. Entrepreneurship isn't celebrated enough. Even if you're not an entrepreneur, even if you do work a 9 to 5, it's okay to have a passion project. It's okay to do something else. And you don't have to just give your all to one thing. And that's a part of why I decided to create this channel. So I ask that you guys be patient with me. Let's learn together. Let's be kind to one another. On social media, on the internet, it's just so much anger, frustration. Everyone's hurting each other with words, and those words can really cause damage. So I just want us to just use this environment as a healthy space to become better people, to have good conversations, to learn more about our purpose and why we're here. And I just hope that you're ready to come on this journey with me. Please give me any feedback, positive or negative. I probably won't read the negative, but the positive, I'll take it. Anything constructive, I'll take it and use it to make this channel better, to make this podcast great so that we all can grow from it. And I'm happy to be on this journey today. Everyone, you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.